Well, we're down a man tonight. Only 3 of us here, but that's not going to stop us from delivering unparalleled content. Welcome into Gatemen Postgame Live, the usual suspects with you. Matt Feld, Jacob Tobey, and I'm Jake García. Guys, Wareham tonight, another great win. 1 run, 3-2 over the best team in the Cape League, the Harwich Mariners. It was a hard-fought game. Gatemen ultimately persevering with a 3-run inning. Matt, though, you're talking about a singular inning. Let's give your breakdown once again to the viewers tonight. This time, it's the 8th and not the 9th inning.
Yeah, Dalton Horton out for his 3rd inning of work in the top of the 8th, and Max Burt, the 9-hitter for Harwich, who homered earlier in the game, comes up with a big 1-out double and represents the tying run at second base. And for the first 2 pitches to Jonathan India, Horton bluffs the pickoff move to second base with Freeman staring at the bag. And the 3rd time, I don't know if Burt thought that once again Horton was going to bluff, but this time Freeman stays on the bag, and Horton turns around and makes a perfect throw to pick off Burt for the 2nd out of the inning. And that ended up being a huge out because Jonathan India ends up walking, advancing all the way to 3rd on a wild pitch before a comebacker ends the inning. So a huge execution on a big PFP that the Gatemen always seem to practice during their BP sessions.
And for further clarification, that was not a spaghetti move, but instead a spin-around move to second base. The more you know. Jacob, let's talk about Wareham's 3-run 6th inning, I believe it was, highlighted by Colton Shaver's 2-run home run.
Well, the 4 and 5 hitters, respectively, Gavin Sheets and Colton Shaver, we're on a tear tonight. Gavin Sheets has talked to us about hitting to opposite field power, and he did that. That one sliced. It just made it fair. We don't really know how. We had a horrible view in the press box. We didn't really know if it was fair or foul. But anyways, it gets fair. A nice piece of hitting opposite field, drives in a run. Then Colton Shaver goes absolutely yabo to left field. That one, there's rumors that it went 400. We don't really know if it did or not. The scouting team says it did. They have a pitch track. We don't really know. Shaver said after the game that he didn't even know if he got all of it on that home run, but he knew it was out on the first pitch, on the first crack, rather. And, your 4 and 5 hitters, that's what you want to see. Shaver's been slumping. So has Gavin Sheets as of late. So great production in a 3-run, bottom of the 6th inning. That's exactly what you want to see out of, a great pitching session as well from the Gatemen tonight.
So there's Yabo, and then there's absolutely Yabo, as you highlighted. It was Shaver's 6th home run of the season. Now we're going to go forward with hot takes. To preface this, the good-lookingness of our group got severely lessened by Andre not being here tonight. So we're sad there, but we're going to make up for it by amping the temperature up a little bit with some steaming hot takes. Matt, we'll go over to you first.
Yeah, the more I look at myself on camera, this shirt is definitely just meant for radio. Holy smokes. But excuse me. My hot take is twofold, once again. My first fold is that this team clearly seems much more relaxed when they've been playing over these last couple of days, and I think it's really led to their success. They seemed really tense during that 6-7 game stretch when they were not playing well, and I think that had a lot to do with the fact that they were down early in games, largely in fact due to some inadequate starting pitching. But Jeff Bain today, and then over the last couple of days, we've really seen this team's starting pitcher really solidify itself. Zach Pop yesterday, obviously followed by Gunnar Leger, and once again Jake Mathis. So all in all, this team seems to be having a lot more fun playing baseball. And my second take would be this team's defense, which coincides with that, of course. Some huge double plays, especially in the 2nd inning when Harwich already took a 1-0 lead. They had 1st and 2nd, nobody out. We're threatening to make it 3-4, 5-0. And Bain induces a huge 4-6-3 double play. We saw Preston Grand Prix make a terrific adjustment on a bad hop in the shortstop hole. We saw Colton Shaver engineer a 5-4-3 double play. So all in all, this team fundamentally seems to really be picking it up, and obviously at the right time as we head into the stretch of the regular season.
I don't want to call anyone out with my hot take, so I won't mention any names. But there are quite a few people in this league who run around with their head cut off saying how much better the East is than the West. Well, this Wareham team may not have the best record in the league, and the overall standings may indicate the East is better, but Wareham is now 3 games over 500 against the East. I'm just saying they perform better against better competition. So maybe they're playing more to the level of their competition this season. I'm not sure, but that's now back-to-back wins over high-caliber opponents. Harwich, the best pitching team in the league. Wareham gets a 3-run 6th inning off of them. Orleans, a very good hitting team yesterday, and the pitching just stymied them. Brewster's the best hitting team in the league, and Wareham, against them, put together a solid pitching performance. So this Wareham team, bucking the trend of people thinking that the East is better than the West, Wareham's played better against the East this year.
My hot take's twofold, so Matt, I'm with you on that one. First one, we took an L tonight. We talked about shoes on the broadcast. Cleats. Really? Doesn't matter. Still a good broadcast.
That was on you.
It was on me, but you were looking at me to mention it. Doesn't really matter. Whatever. We talked about shoes. Second point, I really like when Jerry Weinstein substitutes Grand Prix over to third and Giratano at shortstop. I think that's the most athletic left side of the infield you can get here in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You have Grand Prix who can play multiple positions, Giratano as well. They're both fine at either position, third or shortstop. And you have Tovalin, you have Shaver who can play the third base, but they're not as athletic to get to balls that may be stretching towards the foul territory area. So again, I really, really like the defense lineup that Jerry Weinstein's been putting out the past couple days.
Things are looking up for this Wareham team. They've now won 2 in a row. They get an off day tomorrow, which means we get an off day tomorrow. They follow that up with a trip to Bourne, take on a Braves team in which they have some major ownage against this year. We'll see if they can make it 3 in a row against the Bravos. So for everyone here, Matt Feld, Jacob Tobey, I'm Jake García saying so long and good night from Spillane. Wareham wins it 3-2.